Good morning, Gossip Girls. How are we all this morning? I hope you're well. So when you come on, just say hi. We've got the business of the week this week with Michelle Kehoe from Leaf Organics. So I'm really excited to speak to Michelle because I just think it's amazing what you've done. Like, it's not just your average jump into business. You've really gone to the nth degree on this, haven't you? So
yeah, I'm a great believer. If you're going to do it, you do it 100%.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so let me just see that everybody's coming on. When you're coming on, just say hi. If you're watching on replay, give us a hashtag replay and let us know that you've watched. So we're going to go through some questions because I want to find out everything about how you got into the business, what you do, everything like that. So first of all, could you tell people what it is that you do?
So I am the owner and founder of Leaf Organics CBD, which is a food supplement. And I am the everything. I wear about 85 hats within the business. So I do everything from opening the mail through to setting up new products.
Fantastic. Yeah, and like literally you are the founder, so you've created this product, isn't it?
Yeah, I found CBD a number of years ago, about 4 years ago. Can you hear me okay, Emma? My internet's been a bit funny today.
Yeah, it is. I can hear you all right and I can see you all right, but it's just a bit disjointed, but it's okay. Yeah, so how did you get into your business?
Well, 4 years ago, I started taking CBD for my own mental health. I come from a sports and science background. Fitness is in my blood. In fact, I've just finished a workout this morning before coming and chatting to you. And I found it gave me the bit that was missing for my anxiety. I'd done all the right things. I had kept my health and wellness well. I found meditation and mindfulness. I really changed my lifestyle because of my own mental health issues, but something was still missing. And I discovered this thing called CBD. But what I also discovered is there's some very good products and some very bad products on the market, and there's some great information and a lot of misinformation. And I got really frustrated with that. So my husband basically, after me moaning a little bit too much, he basically told me to either shut up. He wasn't that polite, to shut up or do something about it. So I thought, right, you're on, I'll do something. So gave up all of my other, I was a consultant before in marketing. Gave up all my different contracts I had. I worked for different companies and went for it.
Wow, it's an amazing leap that you've done there. So you've sourced all the products yourself and all the ingredients.
Yeah, not the raw, because the raw comes in from the US, and trying to get raw CBD into the UK from the US is a whole new minefield, and I am not an importer. So I've luckily found a really good manufacturer in the UK that basically gets the decent, and I believe me, I've spoke to hundreds of manufacturers from here, the EU and the US. So luckily I found a really good guy, and we created this brand together. So he got the CBD. I put all the different smells in that I wanted with the quality of the CBD that he could provide. And I created Leaf Organics.
Amazing. So what do you do on a day-to-day basis?
Oh God! Well, most mornings I sit in bed. I go through my social media. That's when the kids aren't awake and I can concentrate. I go through my different platforms that I advertise and showcase my products. I do that in the morning. Then the kids wake up. You know what it is. Get the kids out of school, off on their school. So it's boot them out the door, and then the day starts. And I do tend to be a bit of a workaholic. I'm very much a perfectionist, and because it's a new business, I'm putting systems and procedures in place, refining how things are. I'm currently revamping my website because I think it should never stand still. Next minute, I'm doing an order for a customer, taking a consultation call, developing a new product that's just landed. So then it's all the background work with that. So anything and everything to do with business. And I didn't realise how much there was.
Yeah, you're really putting a lot into it. Yeah, it's a good job you're a workaholic.
Oh yeah, you know, set up a new business, you'll have all your time to yourself. Rubbish.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've been on the website this morning, and there's quite a variety of products. So yeah, tell me all about the variety of the products that you do.
So yes, CBD is an amazing product, and you can take it in loads of different ways. The best way to always take it is, oh, that was my elbow, is these things called tinctures. You probably can see them in the background. And that is the best way of getting CBD into your system. If you have something wrong with you, fix the inside before you fix the outside. So CBD, we've got, mine is a full spectrum product. So there's lots of different types of CBD. Full spectrum means it has all the cannabinoids in it, including a microscopic dose of THC, which is tetrahydrocannabinoid, which is below the legal limit, which is 1 milligram. So this is deemed as the creme de la star, best form of CBD you can get. And my CBD is a golden colour. Golden colour, again, is deemed to be the best. I don't know if you can see that there. Some CBD is black and brown and green, and it tastes like you've licked the bottom of your bin and you kind of want to wipe your tongue clean. This just tastes nice and fresh. I have just launched my new water soluble, which is slightly different. It's a lot different. I don't even see how it's white. So that is purely CBD. I've set that up because a lot of my sports people cannot take THC because that is not WADA approved. So that's something they actually pop in a drink. And then the other way to take it orally is capsules. So these are vegan capsules, all the full spectrum CBD in a 1-a-day capsule. So that's the best. And I always point people to taking it internally, and always advise you. And then I have a plethora of topical body creams, bath salts, soaps. I don't know,
So there's quite a few different ways to take it orally, isn't there? So
yeah.
when you do take the oil, how do you do it?
So depending on the strength of the bottle, the rule of thumb is 25 milligrams of CBD. And I have different strengths. It just means that you just take less, it's more concentrated. So think of it like fabric conditioner. You know, when you buy the super duper strong one, you only need a little bit in, whereas the other one, I just wallop it all in. You have to treat it a bit the same. So you literally, we talk about drops. So you have the 500 milligram, and you would take 10 drops of that to get 25 milligrams. 1,000 milligrams, you just take 5 drops. It's double the strength, so you take half the volume. And the 2,000 to get you 25 milligrams, you take, it's 2.5 drops. So
and why is there different strengths?
Just it's purely it's with that 500 milligrams, you will go through that bottle in 20 days, and it's more cost effective to have the 2,000 milligrams because it will last you 80 days. It's slightly better price point, but essentially you're taking 25 milligrams. People say, I want the strongest one. You don't want the strongest one, you just need more milligrams, and that's all it is. It just means it lasts a bit longer. A lot of people in the industry have given smoke and mirrors, you need 10%, 20% strong oil, this, that, and other. No, you need 25 milligrams as your starting base. And then if you find that that's not enough, you just add a couple more drops in. All that you're doing is adding more milligrams in. You're not adding something that's stronger. You're just adding more in. I hope that makes sense to people.
Yeah, that does make sense. And that is something that I had been told. So is a lot of your job educating people now on different things? Because you come from a science background as well, don't you?
Yeah, well, I've always been in sports and science. That's what I've kind of studied in. That was back in the day. So yeah, I find a lot of people, smoke and mirrors, I always refer to this industry. So the percentage, where the percentage bit has come from is the raw CBD. I mentioned before about my manufacturer had raw CBD. So you can never get it 100% pure unless it's what's called an isolate. So you can't do that. So to get a full spectrum, my product is 91% pure. Then it's made into these lovely tinctures. So that's where the percentage comes from. However, what you want to know when you're buying, you don't want to know what percentage it is. You want to know how many milligrams am I buying, because we take so many milligrams. It's a bit like when you buy your packet of paracetamol, you know there's X amount of paracetamol in there. And then it's split into one capsule that you know is, I'm making this up now, 100 milligrams of paracetamol. And some days you take 2 paracetamols, and some days you just need 1. treat CBD in exactly the same way. You are taking an
Oh,
amount,
okay.
not a strength.
Yeah,
I hope that makes
okay.
sense.
Yeah, that is very enlightening. Yeah, thank you. So then there's bath salts and there's body butters.
Oh, there's all these so topical treatments. Treat these like you would an ibuprofen gel. So you know when something hurts, treat it like an ibuprofen gel. So if you've got backache, you can put this on, and the CBD interacts with your skin as a painkiller. So you can see that that rubs on. And the reason we have a few of them, each one has slightly different properties. So this body cream and the muscle cream, they're great. You can see, and I've just rubbed it on. It soaks in and it helps. So if you've got backache, I've just done a workout, and yeah, I kind of aching everywhere. I can put it all on, and it lets my body cool and calm. But then I have the body oils, which help with things like eczema and psoriasis, because it's more moisturising. So I don't know if you can, I'm really clean. I don't know if you can see that dripping. It's literally beautiful. I'm going to be covered now in it. I'm just rubbing it all over because that's a really soothing property. But the CBD then helps calm the skin. It helps reduce inflammation. That, because of the almond oil, then it soothes and soaks into the skin. It can help with things like
Would that
psoriasis.
be good for like sports massage and things like that?
Amazing. I have loads of therapists who use this in therapy. In fact,
Right.
when I pulled my calf muscle, that's a great one if you want to keep massaging and massage as you would a massage oil. But I
Yeah.
have really dry skin because I didn't realise I was perimenopausal, because the CBD's been masking it a little bit. And that's really good if you've got dry skin, or just a treat that you want to rub on your legs. And
Yeah.
really, really good for if you've got sunburn, because it, again, if you've burnt your skin, it reduces the inflammation, reduces the pain. So that's a great one, and after sun one as
So
well.
is it like a natural anti-inflammatory, would you
Yes,
say?
it's a
Right.
natural anti-inflammatory. It works with your endocannabinoid system, and your endocannabinoid system is almost responsible for everything that goes on in your body. It's like the conductor of the band. It interacts with your endocrine system, which is all to do with your glands. So it helps down-regulate and regulate all the different systems in your body without getting too technical. It's a it interacts with your neurotransmitters. So if you bash your elbow and you get pain, your body sends a signal to go, ow, that's sore, send some pain relief, send some inflammation. But most of the time, a lot
Oh,
of us are stuck in the on position. So what the endocannabinoid system does, it helps just regulate it and makes it talk correctly. It goes, you've bashed your elbow, it's sore, now it's better, your body's repaired itself, switch that pain indicator off, switch the inflammation off, and go back to normal. And that's how it can help. So if your body, if you have an autoimmune condition, which generally comes with pain and inflammation, it helps start turning those signals down and switching them off, being a down regulator. And that's why it's really good for autoimmune conditions.
right. Yeah. Max has just said, really interesting, Michelle. I love learning about new and different products.
Oh, that's lovely. Hi, Max. Nice to see you.
That's lovely, isn't it? Yeah. So what do you enjoy about what you do?
Do you know the biggest thing? When I started with my mental health issues many years ago, I would have, when you kind of recover from something like that, you want to then share the love. You don't want anybody else to be in that position,
No,
that deep,
you,
dark place.
yeah.
And I spend a lot of time talking to people about mental health issues, different coping strategies. My friend's currently going through something at the moment, and we talk about stuff. It's not
Well,
CBD, it's all the other stuff.
can I just
And
ask why does CBD help with mental health?
so, one of your natural cannabinoids that you produce is andenanamide, which is the posh word for the bliss hormone. That's the bliss hormone that regulates mood. It helps reduce serotonin levels in your system. It helps calm you down. It helps, I mentioned about the glands in your body. One of them is your adrenal gland, so it helps calm that down. You calm all these systems down, a bit like when you take medication from the doctors, for anxiety. It basically calms your system down. It stops your body absorbing all the bits that make us a bit.
Yeah,
So what it does, it naturally cools and calms your system. It brings this feeling of, the way I describe, when you've been for a massage, you've done meditation, and you come out and you go, well, I feel a lot better now.
yeah,
But you
can feel
don't
like
feel, yeah,
yeah,
You don't feel drugged, you don't feel sedated. It naturally works with your own body. And because it's plant-based, you are not sedating yourself. You are not knocking yourself out. When I was on anti-anxiety medication, I felt numb. Whereas with CBD, you don't feel numb.
Because I was on antidepressants for 8 years, and I didn't want to be on them, but I had to.
Yes, and they are brilliant.
Yeah, and they kind of I was desperate to come off them, and I'd try, and it'd go wrong. You know what I mean? I'd
exactly what happened.
A spiral. Yeah, and it is upsetting, and I kind of felt like it was a bit of a crutch, but I don't want anybody else to think that, because it's not, if you have to have antidepressants, you have to. But if there's this to try as an alternative, then that could be
it's huge.
It's great for your health, couldn't it?
It was life-changing for me. So I am absolute advocate. If you are struggling with mental health, you go and seek medical professional advice. The doctors are there and they will help you. And I've been on antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, and I would not be here if I wasn't put on that. Straight up, that's the way it is. And that was brilliant. It got me back to where I needed to be. But then once you are feeling well and in a much stronger mental position, then you can start looking at other alternatives. And if CBD actually sits really nicely against antidepressants and anti-anxiety medication, but with anything, you seek doctor's advice. If you want to come off your medication, you do it really slowly. You do it in conjunction with this. This is not instead of, this is as well as.
I had to do it really slowly.
And that's how I did it.
Yeah, I think it was 6 months it took, or something like that.
Oh, took me 2 years.
It was. I think actually I started for 2 years. But anyway, it's really quite good to get to have some alternative. It's kind of a hand-holding thing with it, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's amazing. I spoke to a chap the other day, and he started taking it for something else, and then contacted me, and he said, I feel so much calmer. I didn't realise how stressed I actually was. So we've been and this is the thing with you start taking, because in short, if you might start taking it for one thing like anxiety, but then you notice that your perimenopausal, menopausal symptoms start to switch down, and your night sweats start curbing, or that pain that you started with. I noticed it didn't even register with me. I used to get headaches for fun. I'd get a headache if I was thirsty, I was hungry, it was Monday, the dog had been sick, I'd get a headache. That was my body's let out. And the other day I went, I had a headache for months, years in fact. And it was only when I went, oh yeah, I constantly used to live with a headache, and I don't anymore.
That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's what you enjoy about what you do, helping people with
love it.
Different. Okay, fantastic. So say if somebody was looking for products like yours, what would you say for them to look out for before they choose?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing that you need to look for is transparency on the website, or when you speak to them, you need to know where it's coming from. You need to know what kind, is it full spectrum, broad spectrum, isolate? You need to know all of these things. Some people, there are actual legislations in place. You need to see their lab reports. If they are not on their website, and they need to be only a year old, because of the turnaround, they should be doing them yearly. Mine are being redone again at the moment, and they're only 6 months. So you need a lab report, and that lab report should match up with what's being sold. If it's a full spectrum, it should have a certain amount of cannabinoids in. If it's a broad spectrum, it doesn't have any THC in. And if it's an isolate, it will only have CBD, and the lab report is there. If they're just saying, oh, I've got a lab report, well, anybody can say that. It's like saying I've got a certificate in dance. I haven't, but who's going to ask me for it? So that always check for lab reports, and a decent company like me will have them on display. What you will also do, have a look for Google. Go on Google. Don't look at the stuff that they put on. All of my testimonials have actually been lifted off Google. These are real people. They're not my busy mate. These are real customers who have put reviews on. Google are quite strict on them, so go to Google to look at the reviews, not on the website. Trustpilot, I'm still unsure about Trustpilot. Have a look for reviews. You want to be able to speak to somebody who knows what you're talking about, like me. Also, on the bottles, CBD should come in a dark bottle. If it comes in a clear bottle, run away because the sunlight can affect the CBD.
Yeah, I've heard this about like essential oils as well. So I suppose it works in the same.
Exactly the same
Yeah.
way. It needs to have a child-proof top. It needs to have warning signs on it. It should give you dosage amounts. The website should never tell you, because we are deemed as a food supplement, not a health product. The MHRA, we should follow all their guidelines. So it should have a disclaimer on the website saying this is not intended to treat, diagnose an ailment.
Yeah, I've noticed that on
if
yours.
they make claim,
I've noticed that disclaimer on yours. Yeah, very clear. Clear and honest, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, if a company says, oh, it will, stop your migraine, it will stop your menopause, run for the hills. We are not allowed to make medical claims. And any company that make a medical claim do not understand the industry. Also, even down to percentage of THC, the legal limit of THC per container, whether it's that big or that big, can only contain 1 milligram of THC. The 0.2 or 0.3% that other companies talk about, that means cultivation, which is an entirely different conversation. If they don't understand that, they don't understand CBD. There's loads of information out there, but buy from a trusted source. And I'm not here to sell you, I'm here to guide you, educate you, so then you can make a choice. Don't buy off Amazon, because you can't sell CBD on Amazon. You are just buying a nice bottle of expensive cooking oil.
Gosh. Wow, that is so good information, and it's quite a lot to take in, really.
Oh,
so
it's huge.
Can people contact you and have a chat through things, or how? Yeah.
I love people to phone me. I would rather you phone me than go, how much do I take? How should I take it? Have a consultation with me. It's free. Exploit my information. I have a lot of customers who also start on it, and a week later I say, if you're still unsure, you need a little bit more, phone me back. Let's get you on the right dose. My job is for you to get the most out of your products. I only need to educate you once, and then you go off and take the products and get the most out of them. And because I help you, you become my best sales agent, because then you tell everybody. So it works.
Yeah. So you're willing to, put in the time to help people. That's really good. So how can people get in touch?
So I have a couple of websites, which I think we'll put the links in. A couple of social media. So the website is www.leaforganics.uk. I have a social media platform on Instagram, which is Leaf Organics CBD. And then I have my group, Leaf Organics CBD. But I'll put all the links in, because it all gets a bit confusing otherwise.
Yeah, put them in the comments so people can have a look. Yeah, that's really good. And I've put at the top the website as well. So I guess
thank you.
On your website, there's all of your social media links as well, isn't there? Yeah. So if somebody contacted you, what would be the next step?
So if they contact me and they had, let's say, migraine, they were struggling with migraine.
I know a few people with migraines.
It's amazing for migraine. So I would explain the science, if you want to be bored with the science. So if you want to educate yourself, I'll explain how it works and why it works. I'd then advise you about the 25 milligrams, and I would then advise you each bottle and how much to take. And then it's up to you where your price point is, if you want to dip your toe in the water or you want to go for it. I'm not here to sell you to make you spend more than you need. I'll advise you on my recommended products, and then it's up to you to work out which ones you want and which ones you don't want.
I'm sure you're going to get loads of people with lots of different questions, because I'm already thinking of more as well.
Well, phone me. Don't have to book an appointment. Phone me. If I can't take your call, I will ring you straight back.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, because it's just applicable for so many different things, isn't it? And just general health, isn't it?
Oh, everybody should be on a daily dose, to be fair, because I'm still a great believer. Why take something? In fact, I put something on the other day about pain. Pain is something that makes your body kick it into action. It's not there to make you suffer. If you are in pain, but why wait for that pain to kick in? Why wait for the ailment to start? Start with your health now. And actually, they think the science is showing that most of us will have an endocannabinoid deficiency, and we should be on a daily dose, a bit like a vitamin D deficiency. We all take our multivitamins in the winter to ward off whatever's coming this winter. So why not add this in? Because
it's like that saying, look after your wellness, or you'll be forced to look after your illness.
Do you know, I have just, funnily enough, just put a thing together. In fact, I'll read it out for you. I'll find it. It actually says, if you don't make time for your health, you will be forced to make time for your illness.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Very interesting. And it is, like with stress and things like that, that brings on a lot of illness. So yeah, very interesting. We could chat all day.
Do you know? And yes, and I could. So if I'm not talking about CBD, I'm talking about exercise and running. So
it's all interlinks. Right, brilliant. Thank you so much for your time today. You've been a fabulous business of the week. So it's Michelle Kehoe from Leaf Organics UK, and yes, she'd be really happy to help. But it's been really great to chat to you, and well done. I just want to say massive well done for putting all of this energy and time into your business, and I'm just sure it's going to fly. It's an incredible business that you can just really see rolling forward. So
well, thank you, Emma, and anybody who wants to contact me, please just give me a call and I'll do my best to help you. And thank you for having me on today.
Okay, speak to you soon.